Hello again everyone, Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube NFL prediction segment, I'm going to be talking about the predictions for the 2013-14 season for Week 9. Let me get started. First game, I'm going to take Cincinnati on the road over the Miami Dolphins. This is a very simple one. It's mainly because Cincinnati is 4-0 their last four. Miami has lost 4 consecutive. The Dolphins are floundering after their promising 3-0 start. So I'm going to go with the Bengals. Next game, I'm going to take Kansas City on the road over the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo has actually dominated the series in recent years. They've won 5 of the last 6 over Kansas City. And also, they've trounced them in the last 2 games by a combined 76-24 margin. However, this is a different season, different teams. Kansas City, I believe, gets the job done, goes to 9-0 with a victory over Buffalo. Next game, I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys at home over the Minnesota Vikings. Dallas is sporadic and erratic. They win one, they lose one. But Minnesota can't win a game. They only won that one game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm going to go with Dallas as one of the better offenses in the league. Even if they get their turnover dropsy epidemic, it's not going to really affect them this game. And also, they don't have to worry about, squandering a lead in the fourth quarter, because the lead will probably be substantial enough where even if they give up a touchdown or 2 in the fourth quarter, they'll be okay. So, anyway, Dallas is the pick in that one. Next game, I'm going to go with Tennessee Titans on the road over the St. Louis Rams. The Rams are in a very big problem with their quarterback situation. Kellen Clemens threw for just 158 yards and a loss last week to Seattle, and his status is questionable in this game. Tennessee just has the better personnel, and St. Louis with their quarterback situation in disarray, I think it's a pretty easy pick to go with the Titans. So anyway, that's my pick for that game. The next game, I'm going to take the New Orleans Saints on the road over the New York Jets. The Jets were dismantled 49-9 last week. Surprisingly enough, I believe they had the time of possession was greater than the Bengals. They still lose the game. They can't really maximize their time of possession, obviously. They only averaged 4 yards per pass last week. They're going to have to do much better than that against a Saints team that is very balanced offensively and defensively. The Saints are number 4 in scoring defense right now. While everybody lauds them for their ability on offense and Drew Brees, the defense is somewhat unheralded and is playing at a high level. So I'm going to take the Saints on the road. Next game, I'm going to take San Diego Chargers over the Washington Redskins. I'm not sure what's going on, R.G. Griffin, to see, who's going to show up in this particular game for the Skins. San Diego, to me, has been more consistent in recent play. I think San Diego's a safe pick in that one, so I'm going to take the Chargers on the road. Next game, Carolina Panthers at home. I'm going to take them over the Atlanta Falcons. In the past, this used to be a no-brainer, and I would just quickly go with Atlanta. But in this game, Carolina, they are on a little bit of a rampage. The offense has been, relentless in recent weeks. They're 4-1 in their last 5. Won 3 consecutive. They're second in total defense in the league. Atlanta is 1-4 in their last 5, and Atlanta has, the only 2 victories they have this season are over teams with losing records. So I'm going to take Carolina at home. Next game, I'm going to take Oakland at home over the Philadelphia Eagles. Oakland Raiders are 3-1 at home this season. I think they got a little spark by that 93-yard run by their quarterback on the first offensive play for them last week. They won the game over the Steelers. Philadelphia, after their first week where, they were being lauded for having this great, high-octane offense, and the offense was going to revolutionize the NFL, and, it hasn't really amounted to much, although they are still one of the top teams in total offense in the league. I don't think it's enough to get a victory. This particular week they've lost their last 2 by a combined 32-10 margin, and I don't see them winning this game. So Oakland is the pick. Next game, I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks at home over Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This really doesn't require me to be too analytical or go through too much info on this because it's fairly no-brainer. Seattle 7-1 this season. They've won 15 consecutive at home, including the preseason from 2012. Tampa Bay just can't win, period, no matter who they play. The Seattle defense, will be strong enough to, combat a team that can't really do much, period. So Seattle's the pick. The next game, I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens on the road over the Cleveland Browns. The Ravens, are not the same team, obviously, they were last year when they went on their Super Bowl run. Cleveland's, has improved. The last time they played Baltimore, the season was at Baltimore, lost 14-6 at Baltimore. Cleveland's defense showed some signs in that second half against the Chiefs where they really didn't allow the Chiefs to do much on offense. Maybe that can carry over into this game. However, I'm still going to go with the Ravens. I think Ravens just a little better team right now than the Browns. Next game, I'm going to take New England Patriots at home over the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Patriots are getting things done with smoke and mirrors. Are 6-2. Brady has only completed 55.7% of his passes this season, and he has only had one game where he's thrown for 300 yards or more, and they're still getting the job done. And even though Brady hasn't been as proficient as he had been in previous seasons, the team's defense is playing good enough to win. And I think that's what's helped them compile their record right now. And Pittsburgh, Roethlisberger had said that this is a must-win. Well, it's going to be a game that I think they won't must lose, but I think it's a game where I think it's safe to say they will lose, unfortunately, for the Steelers. So anyway, New England's the pick. Next game, I'm going to take the Indianapolis Colts on the road over the Houston Texans. These are two teams going in opposite directions. Houston, in the past, I would have said, their high-octane, volatile, offense really, is enough to defeat the Colts at home. But I think Indianapolis right now is playing like they are one of the better teams in the league. They seem to play to the level of the competition, which tells me they should emerge victorious in this game. Even though Houston hasn't played well, I think they're still seen by some people as, a few people here and there as a premier team in the league. So, and it is a road game, and I expect Indy to go in and play well, and they get the victory. Last but not least, I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers at home over the Chicago Bears. Green Bay is one of, obviously, despite their record, they're still a team to be reckoned with. They will put some wins together, and they're going to get into the playoff picture. I expect them and anticipate them to make the playoffs this season. Chicago, I believe, has lost Jay Cutler. Despite being one of the better offensive teams in the league, Chicago has averaged like around 30 points per game, but they won't be able to do that, I don't think, in this game against Green Bay on the road. It's too much Aaron Rodgers. It's too much offense of the Green Bay Packers, and they will defeat the Chicago Bears in this game. I really believe, very strongly in that. So anyway, people, that will conclude this YouTube NFL prediction segment for Week 9 of the 2013-14 NFL season. And stay tuned next time where I'll be talking about giving my predictions analysis for Week 10 of the 2013-14 NFL season. Until next time, people, stay well.